Welcome to This Is My Architecture. Today we are in Zurich, Switzerland, and I have Sebastian from Roche with me. Hi, Sebastian.
Hi, Roman.
Sebastian, tell us a bit about Roche.
Yeah, Roche is one of the leading pharmaceutical companies specialized in personal healthcare, cancer medicine, and like many enterprises, it's on its cloud journey. And yeah, we as IT supporting that, of course.
All right. And so you brought us an architecture diagram here today. What was this project about?
The project is about catering for different viewpoints of a cloud journey. If I'm a data scientist, I know that cloud is fast, it's easy to use, I get immediate results, I get a lot of services. Of course, if I'm working for legal or security, it's more about how do we control risks, how do we stay compliant with GDPR, with HIPAA laws, and we try to cater for both views and both needs with that architecture.
Okay, that's very, very, very interesting. How do you, if I'm a user, can you walk us through this journey, so to say?
Sure. Let me start actually at the bottom here. The bottom is something we call a data hub. The data hub is a distributed data store where we, of course, use a couple of AWS technologies to store data, Redshift, S3, CloudFormation for automation. But the important thing is the onboarding, the metadata capturing. So we have a semi-automated onboarding process that makes sure that all the metadata that are relevant for the data, what is the data about, what is the format, but also what is the usage scenario, are there any legal things, are there licenses involved, all these things are captured in the moment some data enter the hub. The principle is always a very clear separation of processing and storage. So storage is forever, of course, it needs to be extremely secured, extremely monitored. For us, it's important to know exactly who's using which data, for which purpose, and what is really the usage scenario. On the other hand, we have the processing, where people say, okay, I need an AWS account doing things from SageMaker, machine learning, and that is for us more temporary. Can be, of course, a couple of years temporary, but still, it is definitely something that goes away. And that is what we try to establish here. The user journey would actually start going to a ticket system, ServiceNow, for example, and say, I have a request for an environment, I want to process data, I want to do some data science, for example. We have some automation between ServiceNow and the service catalog that then triggers a couple of creation steps from CloudFormation. The CloudFormation outcome is one of these here. That is something we call a bubble. That is essentially an AWS environment. But the AWS environment is very shelled out. So inside you're kind of admin. You can do a lot. You can use all these 170 services. On the outside, we have a lot of things like firewalling, like making sure that no data can be open to the internet, but also a lot of policies like encryption is ensured in every case. And that is all automated through CloudFormation.
And so, let's say I'm a user, I have this bubble environment now. How do I go about requesting data?
Yeah, bubble environment, of course, is empty, so you go to this GUI here. That is custom software, also deployed on AWS, developed with the tools there, the Data Hub GUI. Here you have a data catalog, a typical data catalog that allows you to find all of the data assets that went in. And next step, find access, is requesting the data for access. The request at the end of the day looks at all the data that are physically there and involves the data owner, always saying yes or no to that request, because the data owner at the end is the one leading the usage scenarios of the data. Then out of these different technologies, if your request was approved, you get a cross-sharing back to your data environment and really can start working with it. It's normally read-only, so that you have, in the best case scenario, only a couple of minutes between finding the data, accessing the data.
So you're not actually moving data, right? You're just sharing this S3 bucket, and those accounts can, so to say, access it in a README, in a read-only mode.
That is correct. That goes again to this permanent usage and permanent character of that storage. If you have results, because you will produce results, that again would go into the data hub being available for the next group, for example, using these data.
Right. And what role does Service Catalog and CloudFormation play in all of this?
I would put it broader. Automation plays a very big role. On the one hand, automating the environments, meaning really making sure that all the policies, all the measures are automatically there, automatically controlled. That is one big part. But if I'm in the shoes of a user, I want to build up environments like EKS or SageMaker that can be quite complex, especially in case of EKS. But I don't want that. I'm a data scientist. So I'm looking for a one-click scenario where I easily can use a predefined configuration and start working immediately. That again is something that we mostly put into the service catalog.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Sebastian.
Thank you, Ramon.
And thank you for watching This Is My Architecture.